Right guys, welcome back to the fourth update on Tropical Cyclone Jasper, which is now weakening in the coral seas. You can see on the latest satellite imagery, you can see there is still an eye pattern there, but it's pretty hard to see at this minute with temperatures in that eye getting to about minus 60 degrees, so not an intense eye at all. Of course, down from its peak of about a positive 18 degrees yesterday. It was a very warm eye, one of the warmest of the year. So quite incredible eye it had. For quite a while as well, and from our WCSE system, it was actually a category 4 for over 18 hours, so a long time to be a category 4, but it is of course down from that now as it begins its probable weakening trajectory as it moves towards Queensland, but potentially some re-intensification later on as it approaches the coastline, and we could be seeing a landfall potentially near the Cairns area of Queensland, which would be not good at all. It's quite a populated city, and of course they had a scare with Cyclone Yasi in 2010. Hopefully this system doesn't go too close to that, but I guess we'll see where the storm goes along the coastline. Currently, the storm has maximum sustained winds, according to the JTWC's latest warning, as of about 3 hours ago, is 125 miles per hour, with wind gusts up to 155 miles per hour. An estimated pressure of 947 millibars. Currently, is quasi-stationary, and this was estimated by the JTWC. Current intensity estimates, the JTWC before 125 miles per hour. The Dvorak, though, is still at 130. The Bureau of Meteorology still estimating 130 miles per hour. That translated from 100 knots to 130 miles per hour. 1 minute sustained winds, that is. The Bureau of Meteorology's Dvorak's also at 130 miles per hour. SAB's Dvorak's at 130 miles per hour. Our Dvorak was between 5.5 and 6.0. There was some kind of images of the eye. It kept on flashing in and out and in and out. The temperature inside the eye is really unstable at the minute, so between 120 and 130 miles per hour. The real-time ATCF data is at 120 miles per hour. NOAA ADT's at 120 miles per hour. CIOS ADT's at 130 miles per hour. And our WCSE system now down from category 4 to category 3. Speaking of our WCSE system, here's the latest estimate with this image right here. You can see generally still an eye pattern there with that imagery, and you can see getting around minus 60 degrees, but it is fluctuating quite a bit generally, and this is how we run our WCSE system if you don't know. Generally reaching around category 3 intensity with that estimate. It's down from category 4. Of course, it held that category 4 for about 18 hours. Take a look at the Bureau of Meteorology's forecast code. You can see they still have it at a category 4. Expecting it to move towards Willis Island. I believe that island was completely evacuated due to Cyclone Yasi. So hopefully we don't have a similar scenario. Hopefully we don't see an unexpected intensification trend, but I don't think we will see that. And you can see where the storm's expected to head towards in Innisfail, Cairns, Port Douglas. That area will be in the threat zone. You can see the forecast code as well. Gotten a lot more certain according to the Bureau of Meteorology, and we're expecting a category 2 still by that point on the Australian scale to be moving through near the Queensland area. Here's a JTWC forecast code. You can see there the 125 knots, sorry, or 110 knots, 125 miles per hour. And you can see it there moving towards the coast with some last second intensification right near the Cairns area before making a landfall in Queensland as a pretty strong system. Their category 2 intensity, that would be 85 miles per hour winds sustained in that area, with those gusts getting up to around 90 knots, sorry, which is about 110 miles per hour. So some very strong wind gusts there, and you can see how close it is to Willis Island, very close to Willis Island. And take a look at the models here. This is the models. You can see the best track taking it down now from, of course, I think this is still a bit outdated. I think this is still, the 60 update, which they did have it at 150 knots, same with the JTWC. But you can see generally some strengthening before the landfall in Cairns, but not too significant. Only the HWARF is predicting some pretty significant re-intensification up to around category 2 intensity before the landfall, which I guess we'll see if that does come to fruition, but I guess we'll see what happens in the future. Here's the Havze wind swath. You can see currently they have it at the category 4, moving it through, and you can see that last second intensification there, reaching high-end tropical storm intensity according to the Havze, before making a landfall in Queensland and then moving through towards the Gulf of Carpentaria region. But you can clearly see there's definitely some significant weakening, maybe even to like only 40-50 knots. That intensity before re-intensifying maybe to about 55 to 60 knots before making landfall in Queensland. But I guess we'll see what happens with that. And you can see the landfall area there, generally near the Cairns area, Port Douglas area, where all of the officials were taking it to. Take a look at the rainfall. This is the rainfall in inches, so you can see different colours mean different amounts of rainfall, and you can see generally over the coast there about 8 inches, so some pretty hefty rainfall totals. Let's just say that generalised though, generalised all around 4 inches definitely all around the storm, but you can see where the storm currently is up to 16 inches of rain could be falling, and you can barely see a bit of red there. That's up to 24 inches of rain, so some very heavy rainfall totals in the open ocean. And then towards Cairns and of course the Queensland area, where we will be seeing some very heavy rainfall totals there. Take a look at some Zer imagery here. This is technically from Zer himself, the guy who created the imagery. I believe that's his name. And you can see generally it's looking okay. You can see the eye in the storm system there. Minus 86 is the minimum cloud top. The max is a minus 56. So the eye temperature currently minus 56 degrees, but that is really bobbing around. It is really going crazy right now. The eye temperature, it's going minus 56, and then next frame it's minus 26. It's really bobbing around, and the eye is very unstable at the minute. But you can see generalized good convection wrapping around the storm system there. With a very good structure, let's say a good CDO in that, a very good CDO in fact. Here is some shortwave imagery. Definitely you can depict that eye a lot easier. The banding as well on the southern side looking very good ventilation for the storm to help it to strengthen, but of course actually now it's weakening due to it being quasi-stationary, so that ventilation isn't really going to be helping out with the storm. But generally, we're looking still at a Category 3 here, at least 115 miles per hour at this stage, and we'll probably be seeing potentially a Category 1 landfall in Queensland later on in the week, towards the next weekend. Anyway, thank you for watching this update on Tropical Cyclone Jasper. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next update. Peace out.